This is Vince Laura at the College of Applied Health Sciences at the University of Illinois. Today I spend a few minutes with Ray Martin, two-time Paralympian, 7-time medalist, and 2020 trainee, who talks about why he came to Illinois, Coach Adam Blakeney, and his future plans. Ray, you were in kindergarten when you tried your first racing chair, but you didn't race competitively until your late teens, and I wonder why.
Yeah, that's correct. And the reason actually is because I was doing multiple sports.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was growing up, I started with track and field, and I was in a program. It's now a Paralympic sport club, but then it was just kind of a bunch of volunteers, and we competed at the junior level. And every year there's a nationals event, which is a multi-sport competition. So I did other sports such as swimming, archery, things like that. So I actually didn't really dedicate all of my time to track and field. I had other practices to do as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now you're from New Jersey. Had you heard about the University of Illinois and its resources before you were even thinking about colleges?
I was actually. So I kind of got a little bit serious in the sport. I want to say around sophomore year of high school. And my coach was familiar with the program at the U of I. He actually read the book written by Marty and kind of based his training off of that. So he's very familiar with it, and he's actually the one who encouraged me to look into the school. And I did. And actually, it was the only college I applied to, which I don't recommend. Looking back, it's a little silly to just apply to one college, but actually it was the only college I applied to. And I applied for early admission, and I was just kind of waiting to hear if I was going to go to college here or not. And fortunately, I got in. But again, don't recommend just applying to one college.
Now, how much of the reputation of Adam Blakeney played into your coming here, and how much and training here? How much of it was Coach Blakeney?
So it was a big part of it. So I actually hadn't met Adam until I did my visits here before coming to school here. So once you get accepted, you visit the school and just kind of see the facilities and things like that. So I'd never actually met him, but he's such a household name in our sport that I was just kind of imagining this. When you don't meet someone, you hear all these great things about them, you kind of build this picture in your head. So I definitely had a very high expectation of Adam, and he certainly lived to and exceeded those expectations. Now that I've been here for 7 years.
Mm-hmm. Now, this will be your third Paralympics. If you make it, obviously, what lessons have you learned about training and competition that you are putting into place in this training period?
Sure. So, as an early kind of undergrad, so in freshman, sophomore year, I just kind of wanted to focus on marathons and do as much as I can, and really kind of put as much of myself in the training as I could. And it worked great. It really kind of conditioned me to be an athlete, be a professional athlete, and it worked really well. But after the second games and coming up on the third games, I'm kind of learning that you need a little bit of balance in your life. And I think that makes a big difference just in terms of performance. So, for example, I started a new job here in town, and it's a job that I've been applying to at that point for over a year, and I was accepted and offered a position. And my training changed a lot. So I work full-time, and I can't actually train with the team at our scheduled practices, so I have to train on my own. But after getting this job that I've looked forward to getting for over a year, I went to a competition 2 months after starting the job, and I actually hit my best times in all of my events for 3 years. So my fastest times were in 2015, and that whole time between then, I wasn't hitting those times. And then I got this job, trained a little bit differently, and then I performed just as well. So I think that really that balance really makes a difference for people.
Mm-hmm. Now, for you, what happens after the 2020 games? Do you feel like you're done with sports at that point? And do you still feel like you'll be involved in Paralympics and training in some way, or as a mentor in some way?
Yeah, so that's a question I get a lot, actually. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to say. And I feel like everybody would tell you that it's hard to say, because we all have this idea of what we want to do. And if training full time and competing at a high level is not really conducive to that, then, you know, it's easy to say, oh, I'll be done here. But then, like, you'll have athletes who say that, and then they miss the sport, or they just can't drop it. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to say. But I do have other goals in life, and I'm planning to apply to physician assistant school next year to start school in 2021 after the games. So I will hopefully finish my schooling before the 2024 games. But at the same time, I don't know what my life is going to look like that far ahead, especially with that much change. So I don't want to say I will definitely do the 2024 tryout for those games, but I also don't want to say I'm definitely done after 2020.
My thanks to Ray Martin. This has been A Few Minutes With.